Good morning. This morning, we're going down to do the Porg detection that we missed out on while Jackson was asleep. Push the down button, buddy. Alright, buddy. Come on this way. Hi, Jackson. Look at you. Alright, buddy, we're going somewhere special.
Alright. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on our Porg detection skills.
Found one.
Yes, we found one here. So our chief engineer, Wazak, actually created this drill just in case we have a Porg infestation.
Oh.
So we're gonna look for some Porgs, but Jackson, I heard you're part of the Loftcat crew, right?
Say yeah.
Yeah, did you do your lightsaber training?
We did.
Yeah?
Do you remember that, buddy?
Yeah, so we'll work on some puzzles later. Can you do your Loftcat motto with me?
Do you remember it, buddy?
Remember?
Say,
I am
brave.
I am strong.
Arms up like this.
And I'm a Loftcat.
Loftcat,
Well, you're
like
a Porg
this.
right now, but you're a Loftcat. Roar! There
Roar.
you go. You
He
got
goes
it.
roar.
All right, well let's go on in.
Alright, let's
Ready? We're gonna look for some Porgs.
Ooh, let's look around, buddy.
So now there's 13 Porgs because that's
Ooh.
Chuck's favorite number. Do you see any
Ooh.
Porgs yet?
Do you see anybody?
They're hidden really well.
Ooh, okay, let's see.
Did you find one?
Did you find one?
Nice. Do you want to grab it for me?
Go get it, buddy. Go get it. Can you reach it? Can you reach it? There you go, buddy.
Nice job. Here, I'll hold on to that one. Do you want to go find another one? Okay, let's go.
Let's see. See what else we can find.
Sometimes they're hanging upside down too.
Oh. Oh, you found one. There it is.
Nice job. Okay, now we have 3, so we have 10 more. So we got a
10
long way to
more.
go. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Oh, Jackson. Wait. Wait.
Oh, I think
Turn
you
around.
passed one, right? Is this one right here?
What do you see? Oh, look, a
Oh,
Porg.
that one again. Nice
You
job.
did it.
All right, let's keep going.
Keep looking.
There he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very stuck.
There
Wow,
you
good
go.
job, Jackson.
Good job. There might be one
Oh.
up above, maybe.
One up above.
Wanna
Look
go
in there.
check in there?
Look in there.
Check where
Secret
it
tunnel.
lies.
Do you see one up here?
Yeah.
You wanna
Oh,
get it?
you wanna get it?
Oh, you could-
There it is.
Nice
Good job, buddy. Good job. Go back through the secret tunnel, Jackson. Go back out the secret tunnel.
Yeah, secret tunnel.
He's a pro.
All right, let's look. Where's the next one? Let's find. Let's look. Oh, do you see anybody? Keep looking. Keep looking around. Turn around and look.
Over here, maybe by these. Over here,
Look
maybe
over here by these
this
pipes.
area?
Oh, you found one.
I didn't even see
We
that
didn't even see that
Good job.
one. Nice work.
Nice.
All right, there might be another one in here, buddy. Keep looking.
Oh, I wonder if there's one over here.
Oh,
All right, Henry,
nice
get it.
work,
Nice,
buddy.
nice.
Let's go count. How many do you see?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No,
No, there was only 9. We got 3 more, buddy.
Nice.
Oh no, there's 4 more. I don't even know how to count.
13.
Oh, buddy, let's look over here. We haven't looked over here yet.
There's 10. Oh no.
We haven't even looked over here yet. Do you see one yet?
Math is hard.
Look around. Do you see any? Yeah.
Let's get it.
Good job, buddy.
Wow. There you go.
Nice work.
Thank you.
All right, let's keep looking around. There might be one over here. Good job, buddy. Good job.
You see any over there?
Yay.
You got it.
Good job.
Nice
You found the
job.
last one, buddy.
Big high five, buddy.
High five.
Big high five.
High fives all around.
High five for
Wait, Jackson, turn around. High five.
me. Nice.
Yeah.
job.
What about Daddy? No, that was it. There was only 13 of them, buddy. You found them all.
Mission.
You did it. You completed the mission. You did the puzzle.
You did it. Link Amon would be so proud of you.
Wow, what a way to start the morning for the last day, right, buddy? That was magical.
That was so cool.
So they did that magic. He just goes, magic. Yeah, for breakfast and stuff. So we're back in the Crown of Corellia dining room. And look at this. Mommy already went and got Jackson some stuff. I'm amazed by these bacons here, like this bacon
Oh,
lattice.
it's like lettuce, yeah.
Somebody had to fold it all
Hold on,
together.
hold on,
Oh, he wants that waffle.
Hold on, buddy.
What is this thing?
I need you to sit. I think it's avocado toast.
Oh, that's fun. Let's see what we got here. We've got the breakfast meat pie. I love it. I'm gonna eat some of that. This is the crispy tuber waffle, cheddar egg bite, apple fruit bacon, herb butter sauce. Sounds delicious if you ask me. What's in here? A meteor egg. Wow. Oh, it's like a Scotch egg. Okay. Sausage, flat cake batter, and turmeric aioli. Scrambled eggs. Spice bobbity. I don't know what that is. With red fruit jam. Sweet cakes and bantha butter. This is the same thing they had yesterday. Some compressed fruit. Ooh. Look at yogurt. They're calling it a... Good morning. They're calling it a palm fruit yogurt acai sweet cream freeze with fresh sweet cakes. Oh. Whole grain green pearberry toast. We're thinking it might be avocado toast. We got chandrillan waffle with rolled omelet and roasted sausage. This rolled omelet was our favorite thing yesterday. And then we've got waffles and syrup over here. I cut open the meteor, which I thought was a Scotch egg, and I think it is. Yeah, that's a Scotch egg, right? Jen cut open her meteor egg, and it looks a lot better than mine did. It tastes really good, though.
I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, like I like this a lot. I'll be honest. I'm sad that I'm not going to see Sandro or Sammy to like say goodbye to them. Like, I'm going to miss those guys. We had a connection. I helped Sandro find love. Like, we're like brothers now. Jen dove into the pearberry toast, and what do you think of it so far? What is it?
It's just avocado toast.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
All right.
It has more, the pickled onion gives it like a more like tart flavor.
Everything has been pretty good. Not a true fan of this pizza just because it has like a, whatever the sauce is just too strong of a flavor for me. There are things around that I'd like to know what they are because these are kind of everywhere. There's one here and then one up the stairs there, but they didn't serve any purpose in the story. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with like magic bands or if they're antennas for Bluetooth, because you do have to be connected to Bluetooth with the Disney Play app with the data pad. Use the data pad a lot. Ah, I thought Sammy would have fixed this by now, but nope. You want to go to the cabins?
This is where the music happens.
Oh, this is where the music happens.
This is where we saw Gaia.
No, Jackson. This is where the music happens. In your shirt. Yeah, oh, look, we can see Earth, I guess. I don't know. We're like next to a planet. I think that's where we're headed to. Oh no, Earth is down there. That's where it is. There's Earth right there. And we're gonna head down in our launch pods back to Earth. Oh, D309 is saying, have a safe journey home. May the stars light your way. So the manager of everybody is named Wazak. They said that Wazak dropped off a present for Jackson. And it's a little porgy.
And I have maybe some puzzles for you to do back home.
Oh, this is amazing.
It's not a sad day out there.
10 minutes until we have to be off the ship. Like, this is the very last transport set in 10 minutes. And there's only about, like, 4 other guests on board. Let's see if there's anybody in Sublight Lounge anymore. Because there was some people still trying to get in some last rounds of sabacc at the sabacc table. But it looks like it is not happening. Oh, there's still grab-and-go breakfast available, too. Yeah, nobody left in Sublight Lounge. Look at that. I don't think I ever, like, saw this fully back here. One last trip off the Halcyon. Into the launch pod.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you can feel that Florida already. Ooh, we're not in space anymore. Here we go, buddy. They're gonna spit us out into space. Alright, see you later, Chandrilla. We're all done. Dang, yeah, Jackson leaving says, I want to keep playing outer space. Unfortunately, we're done playing outer space. But we do have a nice little souvenir to take home with us. They have a terminal gift shop over here with all kinds of stuff. Galactic Starcruiser. Princess, I don't know what this is. Is this a magnet? I think it is a magnet. Yeah. Special Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser magic band. It looks like travel stickers. I like this cup though. It's very strange though because it's small. Oh, it's like an infusion thing. What some berries or something in there. And then fill it with water. They do have a couple of kids' shirts, but nothing that is small enough for Jackson. He's like, I want this magic band. I do like the pins. What does it say on the inside of that one? Oh, it's like a picture of the Halcyon. Oh, nice.
This one is cool.
All right, so we are back home from our Starcruiser voyage, and we've actually been home for a little bit of time, so we've had the chance to like let it marinate and let our experience really like let us figure out how we felt about our experience.
Yeah,
and we're going to give you guys a full review of that, but first,
we wanted to answer some of the most frequently asked questions in the comments of all of the Starcruiser videos. So we're just going to go through those questions now, and then we'll talk more about like our full thoughts on the experience at the end.
Right.
So, by the way, how cute was the Porg detection
Right.
little exercise that we had before we left the ship? That was like
Also very magical because that was something that Jackson slept through, like, and the cast members were so nice that they like set up a specific one for him.
yeah, they were like, we don't want you to miss out. So I think they really did recognize that we were missing some things, and they wanted to make sure that he got the full experience too. So it was really cute. And then they gave him a Porg plush
Right.
at the end, so that was even cuter. But so let's get into those questions that you guys were asking. So one of the main questions we got was this a real cruise? We got that question a lot, and I think it is a little like the name of this adventure is a little misleading because it is called the Galactic Starcruiser, and they want you to really think that you're on like a cruise ship in space.
Right. On a space cruise.
Right, exactly. So no, it's not. It's actually just a hotel on the ground.
Right. You never leave the ground.
No.
There are show elements that like are there to put you further into the story and let you like suspend reality.
Yeah.
And let you make believe that you're going to space and that you're on a space cruise, but you're not actually going anywhere.
No.
You stay still. It's a hotel that's attached to the ground.
You know, they have the screen elements. The windows are all screens. There are definitely things that make you feel like you're on a ship moving through space, but you're not. You're in a hotel. We've actually driven by the hotel as they were building it a bunch of times. So you guys have probably seen the outside of the building from the road and not even realized what you were looking at. And it doesn't look very exciting from the
Like
outside.
the backside of it doesn't. Where you come in and you enter the hotel is themed like a port type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But like the rest of the hotel is not themed at all. It's just a box.
Yeah, it looks like a concrete box. It doesn't look very exciting.
Right.
But so unfortunately, no, it's not a real cruise. You are just in a hotel. So the next question that we got quite a few times, and I wish we had made this more clear in the video. I'm sorry we didn't. But a lot of questions we got, are the meals included in the price, or was that an extra charge?
So meals are all included. You get 2 breakfasts, 2 lunch, 2 dinner included in the cost of your cruise. And then there are snacks provided in the atrium throughout the entirety of the cruise. You can just stop by the atrium anytime except for like the middle of the night and pick up snacks and just take those wherever you want. Snack, cookies, popcorn, that type of stuff.
We got a few comments saying like, oh, that food didn't look very good. I don't think I would enjoy the food. And honestly, I liked all of the food.
Yeah,
I liked
it was
all
good.
of the snacks. They had some that were just like, chocolate chip cookies, but then they had some that were more interesting flavors as well. So you could kind of be a little more adventurous in your snacking and your food, but they also had just like normal food as well. The cool thing about everything being included is that you can try everything. It's all included in the price. So you can literally try every single thing on the buffet menu if you wanted to. And we kind of did that.
I also wanted to mention that one of the lunches is in Batu, and that is included in the price. So they give you a meal voucher in your My Disney experience. So when you show up, you can place a mobile order at Docking Bay 7, or you can go in and place an order at Docking Bay 7, and that will not be charged in the moment. It's included in the price of the cruise.
But also, let's say you don't leave the ship, you don't go to Batu, you choose not to go on the port excursion, they will have food included on the cruise, like in the hotel.
Or say you go to Batu early and you eat at Docking Bay 7 and then you make it back to the ship early, you could also eat at the buffet and have 2 lunches.
That's what we did. We did. I wanted to try all the food, so we had 2 lunches.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention is we got some questions about if they had any allergy-friendly foods, and they definitely will accommodate any kind of allergy-friendly needs that you have.
So I think it's like the big 7 allergies, you don't have to give them any sort of pre-warning about. They will just accommodate you like all of Disney does. But if you have a more unique allergy, you should call them at least 2 weeks ahead of time and say, hey, I have this allergy. This is when I'm cruising. Can the chef accommodate me? And they will accommodate you.
Yeah, Disney's really great about that just in general. Another thing I wanted to mention too is Jackson. So he's not like the most adventurous eater, and I wasn't sure how he was going to do with, like the blue shrimp or stuff like that. Stuff that maybe looked a little bit strange to him. I didn't know how he would do, but they always had like a chicken dish or a pasta dish or, like grilled cheese, or they always had something that he could eat. So even like the pickiest eaters, I think you'll be okay. The next question that we got was, were the alcoholic drinks included? Like, there was this really amazing menu full of really interesting space-themed drinks. They had mocktails, they had cocktails, they had wines, they had space beers, they had all kinds of things. And unfortunately, no, those are not included.
Right.
And that's like any other cruise. If you go on a Disney cruise, your beers and things like that are not going to be included. So it's just like a regular cruise. You would have to pay for your alcoholic beverages, and the specialty mocktails we had to pay for as well.
The only thing that surprised me was that cappuccinos were not extra. Like we got cappuccinos for breakfast and those were included in the price.
Those were included and they were really nice.
Yeah.
But we did try some of the mocktails and they weren't our favorite. So I think for the price, to me, I felt like they were a little bit overpriced for what they were, especially because the cruise is already pricey. But I am glad that we tried them because it was, it was an adventure. So it was nice to try them.
You can get blue and green milk for free though.
Yeah, that's on tap.
Yeah.
So when you're eating at the Crown of Corellia dining room, those are on tap for you.
And in the atrium, they have carbonated water, they have still water, and then they have like room temperature still water.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So.
On tap.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the next question we got was, will the storyline be the same with every cruise?
So as of right now, yes. Like the outcome is always the same. There are 6 storylines that you can follow, but those are the only 6 storylines right now. That's not to say that it couldn't change in the future, because it might. I think they left room for it to change.
But yeah, currently right now, you're always going to be helping Sandro and Wani find their love, find their connection. You're always going to be helping Gaia and Wraith Cole find the gem from the compass. You're always going to be trying to get Chewie off the ship. Those are the things that you're always going to do currently.
You're always going to explore the Force with the Shajas.
Yeah. And as of right now, the ending will always be the same as well. So I don't think the dark side is ever going to win.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know if they would do that.
I think that they should do it one time as a specialty cruise. And like, I'm just throwing money ideas at Disney right here. Do an upcharge cruise that's like a special cruise that's like focused on the First Order. I think people that enjoy that sort of stuff would come in droves.
I think it's definitely an interesting idea, for sure. That was something that I also wanted to mention too, is although the stories are the same right now, I think that the actors playing the parts make it different.
Right, there's a human element to it.
The actual cast members playing those roles do make a difference, although they are playing the same part.
Right.
So.
And I did want to give you guys a little spoiler here. Our captain may or may not have been a citizen of Hollywood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So.
That's good to know that those cast members have found other places of work.
Right.
Because that's something that definitely is like missed around the park, for
right.
sure. But yeah, I loved all of the cast members that we had on our cruise.
Yeah.
I thought they were all fantastic.
Yeah.
So this was a question that we got a few times. It looks like there's no windows or emergency exits. Is it safe?
So there are windows and emergency exits. They're just behind show elements.
Yeah.
So there are the same amount of emergency exits required by law in a hotel. There are fire extinguishers. There are fire alarms. All of these things are there. They're just space themed.
Well, so some people were wondering too, like, how do you know when an actual emergency happens rather than like the fake show emergency, that the alarms that go off in the show? So before you actually get onto the transport pod, you have to watch a little video and they kind of go over like, this is what the show alarm sounds like and this is what an actual alarm sounds like. This is what it will look like. So you know how to react. They're not going to, Disney for sure is not going to put you in a situation that isn't 100% safe.
Now, I do also want to mention that when I say there are windows, they're not windows that you can look out of.
Oh, no.
So inside of the room, next to the TV, there is a hatch that you can open up, and behind that is a very obvious window that's been blacked out. And that is an emergency exit or a spot for you to stay and wait for emergency personnel.
Yeah, and they go over all of that with you in that introduction video. So when you go on your cruise, you'll be fully prepared.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so our next question is, it's not necessarily a question, but something we did want to kind of just talk about a little bit. Tim said that we got in line at 1:15, but we didn't actually walk into the hotel until 3. Why don't they stagger the arrival hours? So this was like my biggest complaint throughout the entire like Star Cruise, was that the embarkation day, the check-in process was horrible.
Right.
The only good part about it is that we got to meet families that were in line with us. So like that was really cool. We got to talk to everybody that was around us because we were in line with them for quite a while. But the actual embarkation and like check-in process, I think they really, really need to work on that.
And I'm not sure how they're going to work on it, because there's such a, they ended a cruise that day. So that morning, people got off the Starcruiser. They had a few hours to get the place cleaned up and ready for the next group of people to come in, starting at 1 o'clock. And like everybody showed up at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that was probably the most uncomfortable that I've been in a while, because Florida's hot.
Yeah.
And it was hot outside, waiting to get through security. Like, you do have to go through a metal detector. And then once you're through the metal detector, you're in this long concrete hallway that felt like there was no air conditioning. There were bathrooms in the hallway, but it was just hot in that hallway. And you're just waiting and waiting and waiting.
And we were already dressed up like in our cosplay outfits, which were, hot.
Right.
So I do hope that that's something that they figure out a way to make it a little more streamlined, or to stagger the arrival window somehow. I hope that's something that they fix in the future.
And that's something that I would suggest to any of you that want to go on the Starcruiser is, don't show up in full cosplay.
Well, but
but it stinks because you want to be able to take that picture out front.
So that's the only time that you can take the picture in front of that Starcruiser sign. I guess you could do it on the last day.
Right.
But even
you're worn out by that point.
Yeah, I feel like I would still dress up. Personally, I would still dress up, but just be prepared that it's going to be a long wait and it's probably going to be hot.
Right. Bring a little fan.
Yeah. So speaking of our outfits, we got a lot of questions about our outfits that we wore. So somebody said, did Jen say where she got her outfit from? So we all got our outfits from Amazon. I wish that I had more time to really pick out the outfits a little bit more, like with more thought. But basically 2 days before the cruise, I was like, we should probably dress up.
Yeah.
Like, everybody had these really cool outfits on and all their pictures, and I'm like, I want to have that. I want to have like the family photo in the Starcruiser in our outfits. So we went on Amazon and we literally just searched Star Wars outfits, and we found the ones that were next day Prime shipping, and that's all that we did. I think my outfit was $40.
Right.
And I ended up not wearing the pants, and I just wore a pair of my own leggings. So it was basically like a robe, and then 2.
Like scarves, basically.
Yeah, and then it came with a belt. It came with 2 belts. And then I just wore some boots that I already had. So, and then yours was...
Mine was a little bit more drawn out as far as like the selection process. But like basically I just went with a Henley and a vest.
Yeah.
And like that's it. And a leather jacket.
And a lot of people were dressed up. Like it was definitely really neat. I think that it made the immersion level even higher, because a lot of the guests, I would say like 80% of the people on the cruise ship or on the Galactic Starcruiser were dressed up in some way. So, and there were some people that were like really like all out, like full face paint.
Full face paint. What are those things? Twi'lek?
Yeah.
Things?
Yeah. And actually, she's been commenting on the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like there were people that really, really took it super seriously. And I think it made the cruise just even cooler, because it really did feel like you were like in a Star Wars movie.
Right.
We did get some questions about like, was that George Lucas in your vlogs? And that was just somebody that was a guest who was dressed up. And I think that they were a part of the group with the person that was dressed as, is it a Twi'lek?
I think so.
Okay. They were all in one group. They were dressed amazingly. It was really cool to see. But he was George Sukal, like Lucas backwards.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty funny. But he looked just like him. But there were a lot of people that were dressed up. There were even some people that were dressed up as Star Trek characters.
Right.
So that was really funny too. But yeah, it was really great, and I think dressing up just makes it even more fun. So
Right.
so keep that in mind. If you're like on the fence, I would do it. So this next question I thought was pretty interesting. They said, does the ship vibrate when it goes into hyperspace? Do they use motors, any kind of something in the walls, or is it just speakers?
It's just speakers.
Yeah, the building doesn't actually shake or move or anything like that. It's all just like visual effects
Right.
through the screens.
And I think that they
Oh,
could...
and audio effects.
Yeah, I think they could add a slight vibration with a subwoofer, but I just don't know how loud that would be and if they're willing to go there with it.
Yeah, but as for right now, it's just like the visual through the screen and the speaker, like the noise through the speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no actual movement. So we got this question quite a bit. They said, how much was your stay? So we did stay in a suite rather than the standard room. So our price was a little bit more than the standard room price. But as far as the standard room, which is the room that you've seen that has the bed and then the two bunk beds, that it's just in that one room. That one is, this is during non-peak times. It's $4,800 for 2 people. $5,300 for 3 people, or $6,000 for 4 people. This is all before taxes. And other times, like the prices may vary. So for peak times, for holiday times.
May the 4th.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Those prices will definitely go up during peak times.
Right.
But that's for the standard room that you've seen like all over the internet with the 2 bunk beds and the bed. Our room was a little different.
So the room that we stayed in was called the Galactic Class Suite, and it cost us $6,965.
And that was for 2 people.
Right.
So Jackson wasn't considered a guest. I think he was too young
Right.
to be considered as like we didn't pay for him, if that makes sense.
Right.
So it would have cost more if he had been a little bit older because you pay per person in the room.
Right.
But I also want to mention that price is not per person. So it's not $7,000 per person.
Right, that's for the room total.
Yeah, that was for the 2 of us and then Jackson toddler.
Right.
Like I know that doesn't, it's hard to explain, but we just paid for the 2 of us, 2 adults, and then Jackson was too young to be considered a guest. So compared to the standard room, our suite for the 2 people was about $2,165 more
Right.
for the suite. I don't know if it was worth the price to me.
Right, we
for the
didn't
suite.
spend as much time in it as would justify the cost.
Yeah.
There were some extras that we got being in the suite, like the little snacks that were there on arrival, the candle, commemorative pins, things like that. But that's not $2,000 worth.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if I want to burn the candle though.
Right.
Like I'm like,
That's like a collector's item.
I know. I kind of am like, what do we do with this thing? 'Cause
Right.
I don't want to burn it. And I don't think they sell it.
No.
Like I don't think you can even buy
No.
that candle.
The pin that we got and the candle you have to get by staying in a suite.
Yeah. And so another extra that we paid for and another question that we got was, how much was the captain's table dinner? So that was an additional charge. We did opt to try the captain's table dinner because we just hadn't seen much about it at the time that we booked this day.
Right.
So we just really wanted to see what it was all about. But it was $30 extra per person. Jackson, when we booked this day, he was considered too young. So he sat at the table, but we didn't pay for him. So it was just the 2 of us that we had to pay for. So $30 a piece, so a total of $60. And we got a 6-course meal. And we got to sit at the special table. Another person asked if the captain ever actually sat at the table with us. And
Right.
Our captain of the Starcruiser did not sit at the table with us because we had the captain's table dinner on the 2nd night, and that was the night when the First Order had already taken over the ship.
Right.
So technically our captain at the time would have been Lieutenant Croy. And so he did sit down at the table with us for a minute, and then he got up and he needed to do something with his storyline. So we didn't get to sit with the actual captain. If we were to do this again, I think that we would do the captain's table dinner the first night.
Right.
Because I didn't realize it, but I thought Gaia sang on both nights, and she doesn't. She only sings at dinner on the first night. So I really wish that we had done it the first night so that we could have seen like a better view of Gaia. We could have sat with the captain.
And I will also say that there are 2 different dinner services. So there's an early dinner and a late dinner. And if you pick the late dinner, your dinner, the end of your dinner is, you won't be interrupted like I was during the preview, and you will be able to finish your food, but at the very end of dinner on the 2nd night, you do get the alarm blast Right as dinner is ending, the alarm blast happens, and that's when you meet in the atrium for the end,
The finale.
the grand finale.
But yeah, so I do think that I would have picked the captain's dinner on the first night.
Right.
I think that just seems like a better dinner. And the menu that I saw for the first night at the captain's table looked better to me. It looked like it had more things that I would have liked. So this I thought was a good question because it was a question that I had as well. And a lot of people actually asked this. They said, how do you know when to go to sleep?
So the storyline each night does have a definitive stopping point. So obviously the second night there is the grand finale, but the first night there's a toast at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And once that toast is done, that's the storyline for the story progression is done for the day.
So you're not going to miss anything.
Right.
I think a lot of people were nervous, like if I go to bed early, I'm going to miss part of the story. But I will say that it is a long day. So like the second day was literally 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Right.
Like there was full storylines happening from 8 o'clock in the morning until 11 p.m. at night. So if you want to be fully immersed in the storyline and you don't want to miss anything, just keep that in mind.
Right. And I've said this every time that we talk about this. This is not a relaxing vacation.
No.
This is, you're going to be a part of this story and to live your best Star Wars life.
Right.
Not to relax. There's no pool. You're not going to the hot tub.
Right.
Like, you are in the story.
So we did get some questions, and I didn't screenshot these, but they did ask like, what if you want to go and you do want to relax? Like, what if you go with somebody who's like a hardcore fan and they want to do everything, but you like don't want to be involved? So like, you can hang out in the sublight lounge. You can hang out in the dining room when they have their buffet hours and, eat and take your time. You can explore the ship. You can hang out in your room. You don't have to be a part of the story. Like me, specifically, I wasn't really able to be a part of the story for the most part. I was in the room with Jackson, or we were walking around the ship, just, trying to keep him entertained, but not really being a part of anything. And I wouldn't say that I had a relaxing time, but I definitely was not as involved in the story, and I still had a good time. But I think that it's definitely more worth your money if you are involved in the story. So if
Right.
you're a person that's like, I just want to go and like relax and hang out and explore, you might not feel like you're getting your money's worth by the end of the cruise.
Right.
That's just my personal opinion.
My opinion, I would skip it.
Yeah, I would too. Like if you don't want to be a part of this immersive story, I just don't think you should do it.
Right. Go have like a 5-day vacation at the Grand Floridian or something like that.
Well, but also like just go hang out in Galaxy's Edge.
Right.
And I feel like you'll get some of what you're looking for there.
Right.
You might not get the full thing that you're looking for, but you'll get some of it there, and you'll probably spend less money. So, get your outfits, dress up, like wear your themed clothes. Make sure that you're playing the Disney Play app while you're in the land. Do all of those things. Go to the launch bay. Is that open right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that kind of stuff. Ride Star Tours. Do those things. But I don't know if you're not super involved, like wanting to be involved in the immersive storyline, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
I don't know, just my opinion. So our final question, and this is one that we got quite a few times as well, is can you tell that the transport is a box truck? So when you're traveling from the Halcyon Starcruiser to Batuu, you're taking a transport pod down to the planet of Batuu. You are technically in a truck.
Right. You're in it on the outside. It looks like a box truck. You never see the outside of the truck.
No.
So you go down a hallway like a gangway, like a jetway, to get into your transport. The doors open, like that.
It's themed really well.
Yeah. You go inside, super themed, like toe to tails.
Yeah. There's
like,
you can't tell that you're in a car at all until it starts moving.
Right.
So
then it just feels like you're in a bus, like a Disney bus is what it feels like.
yeah, you can definitely tell that there are like wheels under you and that you're driving, but it's such a short trip that it's really like, it doesn't take you out of the story. Like to
Right.
me, it didn't take me out of the story because there's like a droid that's talking to you like over the loudspeaker. There's it almost sounds like a travel agency in a way. They're talking about like what you're going to experience on Batuu and all that kind of stuff. But then they also play some like space music. So you don't really hear the noises of the truck.
Yeah, you don't smell any diesel or anything like that.
No.
The thing that took me out of the story more was stepping out onto Batu, Black Spire Outpost, and seeing like day guests. As soon as you enter into Galaxy's Edge, you're back on Earth in Hollywood Studios because we've been in there a bunch.
Yeah, like we know that that's just Disney World. But it was still like the truck itself was like super well themed. You didn't feel like you were, you know, in a box truck. It definitely didn't look like that on the inside. I thought it was pretty cool. And the music was really awesome.
Yeah, music was good.
I was actually looking for like a Spotify playlist of the music from the box truck, like from the transport pod, and I couldn't find it yet. Hopefully somebody puts that on Spotify one day. But yeah. So that was all of the questions that we were asked the most frequently in the comments of this Starcruiser series. So I want to say thank you guys so much for leaving your comments. Hopefully we answered your questions and made everything a little bit more clear, I guess.
Right.
But thank you so much for following along on this adventure. I know for some, it wasn't necessarily your cup of tea. And I know for others, you were like super involved and couldn't wait for the next video to show up. I'm sorry that it was so spread out. It was just a lot of footage to go through. And I wanted to make sure that I really was able to give you as much of the story as I possibly could through editing the videos. And it was just a lot of editing work.
Right.
So this is the end of our Starcruiser series.
Right. So there are 6 possible storylines. In this series of videos, you got at least a taste of 5 of them.
Yeah, so you really honestly like got pretty much the full Starcruiser experience by watching this series. So I hope that this either helped you, you know, make the plans to start planning your Starcruiser experience, or it helped you to realize like, hey, this isn't really for me and I'm not going to spend my money this way.
Yeah.
So either way, I hope it helped you in your planning process.
Yeah, let us know in the comments either way. Like, did this video help sway you to booking, or did this like really cement like, oh, okay, this isn't for me?
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see. Now, as for us, we are going to be booking this again.
Yeah.
I just want to be like fully transparent. This is something that we're going to do again because there was so much that I missed out on, and you had such a good time.
Right.
I think your like good time that you had really cemented to me that I want to do this again.
Right.
So, I want to be a part of the story too. There was so much fun stuff when I was editing that I'm like, man, I wish I had seen that. So, we will be going again.
Yeah.
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
I will also mention that I got to talk to a lot of people, like a lot of other guests, and every single person that I talked to said that it was worth it.
I think that's one thing that I could definitely see from difference from the comments to the actual people who were on the Starcruiser. I don't know if it translated to video as much as if you were there and you were experiencing it. I think you'd have a much different opinion of it, if that makes sense, because seeing it on video and actually being a part of it is so much more exciting. It's so much more, it's less, there were so many.
You are invested.
There were a lot of comments that are like, this is so cringy, the acting's so bad. And I just don't think that that's necessarily true. I think that if you were there, you would feel differently.
Right.
I think you would be invested.
Here is my perfect example of that. The moment where Rey comes out in the grand finale and she lights up that lightsaber and then she does the switch.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about the switch.
Yeah.
So she takes this very special lightsaber that extends and like, you know, and she sets it down and picks up a stunt lightsaber.
Yeah.
And that moment is very noticeable on video.
Right.
Because when it's happening, I'm filming her. She pulls out that lightsaber. I'm like, yeah, lightsaber. And then something happens where like a part of the ship falls here. So I'm filming her and I'm not going to go, whoa, to miss that.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm filming her and the thing falls and I go, oh my gosh, look at that. And you see her, like block her eye, like she blocks because it's falling. So she like ducks down and switches the lightsaber. So you guys see that very clearly. But if you're there is a distraction that's happening that makes you, oh my gosh. And then she has a different lightsaber. So you
wouldn't even see her do the switch.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that it is a different experience actually being there for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So that is something just to keep in mind, you know, when you're thinking about booking it as well. It definitely is different in real life.
Right.
So all in all, like our honest thoughts and our actual opinion of everything is I don't think it was worth it for me because I wasn't able to be involved in really anything. Jackson, had his nap in the middle of the day, so I missed out on a good 3 hours during the middle of the day. And then he goes to sleep at 7 o'clock at night, so I missed out on all the storyline
7 to 11.
From right, like 4 hours of storyline. I missed out on a lot. I probably got maybe 4 hours of storyline throughout the day, which really just wasn't enough. So I don't think it was worth it for me. I don't think it was worth it for Jackson because he also missed out on everything. And I don't think he was really following along with everything. But I do think, that you...
I had the best time. I've been thinking about Starcruiser ever since we got off. I want to go back. It was amazing. And I will say that I have seen all the Star Wars movies. I enjoy the Star Wars movies. I wouldn't call myself a Star Wars fan, like a Star Wars super fan.
Yeah.
But I had a blast.
I don't think you have to be a super fan to have fun on this Starcruiser. I do think you have to be a fan of LARPing.
Right.
I do think you have to be...
Or I'm a fan of interacting with characters.
Yeah.
If I went to Hollywood Studios and the citizens of Hollywood were out, best time ever, just talking to them.
Yeah.
So that's the type of person that I am, and that's what I loved about Starcruiser is just there's characters here. I could talk to an alien. I could talk to Wraith Cole. Wraith Cole's hey man, how's it going? What do you want to do? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And then Sammy's there. I'm like, Sammy, hey, high fives.
Right.
That type of thing.
So that's our honest, full thoughts. Yeah, you definitely thought it was worth it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. So we hope that you enjoyed this series. We are getting back to normal park videos now.
Yes, we're back on Earth.
Yes.
So we have lots of backlog videos, actually. We have lots of things coming up for you guys from other theme parks, other stays, and all kinds of stuff. So
yeah. So stay tuned. And with that being said, we are off, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
And now it's time to pay the price.